What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never and welcome back to another Turbo update. If you enjoy this content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. None of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Alright, so we're going to start off with our usual technical analysis update. So as you guys can see right now, Bitcoin is already starting to bounce a little bit. Just about 30 minutes ago, Bitcoin was around 81,700, and now it's 82,700. We're getting a decent little short squeeze. Now, if you guys have been watching my previous content, I've been talking about how Bitcoin's in this bear flag. And bear flags break down 68% of the time, and you pair that with the fact that the stochastics were pinned in the overbought region, and we could not get back above resistance. There was a great chance that we were going to drop. Now, the question has been and will continue to be whether or not we can put in a higher low. See, the measured move takes us all the way down here to around 73,500. But what I am looking for personally is to see if Bitcoin can put in some form of an inverted head and shoulder pattern. We already have the left shoulder, we have the head. If we can put in a higher low, then we could put in a right shoulder. And inverted head and shoulder patterns can be very bullish. So the drop was extremely likely. We just want to try and put in a higher low. And the stochastics have done exactly what I wanted to see. We have came down and we are already back in the oversold region. So there is absolutely a chance that this does happen. Now what I want to make sure you guys understand is that tonight will actually be the monthly candle close. So do understand that all throughout today it could be extremely volatile. We are getting a short squeeze right now, but we'll see how we actually close. Now if we look at Ethereum, Ethereum is pretty similar to Bitcoin. It doesn't look as good as Bitcoin though. The reality is that Ethereum has actually closed beneath the previous levels. Bitcoin has not done that, which means that Bitcoin is obviously showing a lot more strength than Ethereum. But what I want to point out is that Ethereum, Bitcoin, pretty much all of the altcoins are oversold in the larger time frames. For example, you look at Ethereum on the weekly, we were extremely oversold. You look at Ethereum on the 2-week, we were also extremely oversold. You look at Ethereum on the 1 month, yet again, extremely oversold. And you guessed that if you look at Ethereum on the 3-month, extremely oversold. And if you go back and you look through Ethereum's history at what happens every single time we're extremely oversold, we usually get a very strong bounce. And don't just take my word for it, actually backtest it yourself. We have broken out 9 out of 9 times since September of 2020 with oversold stochastics on the weekly. And whether or not we get a full-on breakout, I would at least expect us to sometime come back up and retest the 200-day moving average. And I think this absolutely could happen if we do see Bitcoin break out. And there was actually one more thing that I wanted to point out on Bitcoin's weekly time frame. And that's just the fact that we have a very strong Class A bullish divergence. You can see that price action is swinging up, whereas the RSI is swinging down. Usually Class A bullish divergence can signal a local bottom has been reached. So that's also something to keep your eyes on. And as we speak right now though, you can see that Bitcoin is short squeezing. We're back above 83,100. But if we take a look at Turbo, you can see that Turbo is currently at a $133 million market cap. And the chart actually looks very similar to Ethereum. And you can't really expect anything different. But I just showed you Ethereum was in that bear flag and it actually closed beneath the previous levels. Turbo is literally just following Ethereum. So right now there are a lot of people who are worried about Turbo, and I understand it, but you can't really blame Turbo when Ethereum is dropping. At the end of the day, Turbo is an ERC20. It's going to be connected to Ethereum. Now, if you look at Turbo and CoinMarketCap, the volume is dropping a little bit. It's back under 20 million. And the volume market cap ratio is only 14.2%. And I'll be honest, that doesn't look amazing. However, it's not just a Turbo issue. One of the only projects out there that still has pretty solid volume is Pepe. But even if you click on Pepe, you can see that Pepe's volume to market cap ratio is back under 20%. So yes, Turbo's volume has dropped, but it's not just a Turbo issue. What you guys have to remember about Turbo is it has pretty much every listing out there. You have to ask yourself, do you really think that Binance, Coinbase, AGIX, Bitget, all of these major exchanges would have listed Turbo if they didn't think it could succeed? And when you look at Turbo's X account, I'm going to continue saying what I've been saying. Nothing has changed, and that's a good thing. A lot of projects right now have stopped posting during a market downtrend, but that's not the case for Turbo. These are the times that are more important than ever to keep your community engaged. I know it sounds repetitive when I say that in a lot of videos, but the reality is that it is completely true. You have to understand, right now, social media engagement is completely down around crypto. Viewership has fallen off a cliff. And what's crazy is that is often what we see before we get a macro reversal. You have to remember that not everyone in crypto is going to win. It's only a small percentage that actually do. So if you guys are still here grinding crypto every single day, then you have a chance to be a part of that small percentage. And regarding Turbo, I still think it's a very good project. There is nothing that Turbo is doing right now that's causing me to question it. It's just completely following Ethereum right now, which is completely natural. Most projects are following ETH. All of that being said though, if you guys are interested in getting into projects super early and joining a like-minded community, then I also recommend taking a look at my Discord. We're here for the pumps, we're here for the dumps, we're here for everything. And you have to understand that eventually market conditions are going to turn around again. My Discord's around 1 year old and we've already called 6 different 200x projects as a community. Just to put this in perspective, a $1,000 investment could have turned into over $200,000 with any one of these projects. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, then I have the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to see you guys in here. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments whether or not you guys still believe in Turbo long term. If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.